Third is critically wounded. 2 people are dead. A third is critically wounded after a shooting at a concert in Aurora last night. One of those people killed is believed to be the shooter. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Benn.
And I'm Timon Bradley. WGN's Christine Flores has the latest from Aurora.
Good evening. The incident unfolded at this supper club last night. The identities of the victims have not yet been released, but police believe it was domestic violence related.
It went from pure joy to pure panic in a
That's right next to the train station.
Charity Benavelli is singer and one of the leads of Beyond the Blonde, the band that was playing at Two Brothers Roundhouse Friday night when gunfire erupted.
The initial gunshot, it was hard for at least myself to comprehend what it was. Just you wouldn't expect it, obviously. In the middle of the show, everyone's having a good time. There's no, we don't hear any altercations. We heard nothing, going on. I thought something fell, so I turned and I looked at my drummer, like, what was that? And everyone was like, oh. And then we heard it again, and then I realized it was a gunshot.
It was just after 9 o'clock Saturday night when Aurora police were dispatched to the supper club at 205 North Broadway after receiving multiple 911 calls for shots fired. Once on scene, officers say they found multiple victims suffering from gunshot wounds. Life-saving measures were performed until paramedics arrived and took 2 of the victims to area hospitals. One adult female victim was taken to an area hospital and later pronounced dead. One adult male victim was transported to an area hospital at last check in critical condition. One adult male, believed to be the shooter, was pronounced dead at the scene. Preliminary information suggests the 3 individuals knew each other and that the shooting appears to be domestic violence related.
Yeah, pause. Now, for those that don't know, Aurora, Illinois is actually the second biggest city in Illinois, next to Chicago. So you got Chicago, Illinois. Then you have Aurora, Illinois, which is in Kane County, majority of it. Then you got some of it is in DuPage County, but it is the second biggest city based on population in the state of Illinois. I actually went to college in Aurora, and it's a really nice city. They call it Little Chicago, whatever, but you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's better than Iraq for sure. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get away from the violence, go to Aurora. It's still a little violent out there, but it ain't as much. You don't have to super watch your back, but I would still watch your back type stuff. You know what I mean? You kind of separate it. It's like 40 minutes west of Chicago if you got on the highway. Maybe 35 minutes if you're speeding, 30 minutes if you're speeding. Now, that being said, this is either way, this is a situation. This is right downtown Aurora. Right down, this is right next to a fire department and next to a train station and a post office, right next to it. And a lot of people come here to eat and everything, do their thing. It's a Saturday night, everybody enjoying their time. So, and I just heard about this actually today while I was at work, and I'm like, really? Somebody died over there? It's crazy because, sometimes you don't see police and then randomly they'll just pop up. And then you like, damn, where the hell all these APD come from? And they just chilling around because usually, you know what I'm saying? In Aurora also, the ICE was just out there going crazy. They was pulling, because this is technically the east side. You know what I'm saying? The east side, I got all the Mexicans in it. So Aurora is 60-70% Latinos. So a lot of ICE agents was out here going crazy when they was in Chicago as well. They were also in Elgin. Christy Nome was also in Aurora. And they was everywhere, bro. You could tell. Left to right, arresting people or pulling people over. Left to right, they was pulling people out and everything. Anyway, this is a sad situation. Let's continue.
Still scary, that somebody, is in that type of mind frame that they feel that they need to take a life, even in their own life, so, yeah, just sad.
In a post online, Two Brothers Roundhouse announced a temporary closure following the incident. They reopened at 3 o'clock.
We're glad everybody else is, okay, and we hope that everybody can work through this, emotionally, and that we're here for everybody.
Yeah.
While the investigation is ongoing, police are asking anyone with information on this incident to contact them. Tips can also be submitted anonymously. Reporting in Aurora, Christine Flores, WGN News.
And the crazy part about this is that they're temporarily closed. They just closed for the rest of the night and they opened up late the next day, about 4 hours. Other than that, they were still in business. And imagine you working that night and somebody get popped And then they like, all right, man, we back in business. I know it was 3 dead bodies last night, but you know, business is business. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of the situation. And it is true. Business is business, and stuff like this shouldn't happen. But the sad part about this situation is that it seems as if they said these 3 people know each other. It seems as if possibly a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend was on a date with either a new man or possibly a friend. And he knew they were there based on either location or somebody dropped the low. And then he came there. And this is word of mouth, this is allegedly. He didn't say a word. He basically went in there, seen him, and shot the dude immediately in the back of the head. That's the word on the street, based on people that I know out in Aurora. Because I know a lot of people in Aurora, like a lot. Like most of my friends be in Aurora and in Chicago, for real. And then the inner suburbs in between. But look, they said somebody walked in there, they seen them 2 together, shot the dude right in the head, and then shot the girl right after. And then after that, shot herself. That's why when the lady said they didn't hear no commotion, they just heard like bangs and thought somebody dropped something. That's because there was no commotion. He walked in there and on some like execution shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad reality, but that's what happens. And then after he did that, he tried to ice himself. And in this concept, I'm thinking like, you know, I'm a solution based individual, so I try to solve problems. I'm like, who was that? Why did he do that? And what could that have been? It seems like a fatal attraction. Either the girl tried to move on and he won't allow that to happen, or she was cheating. And he found her cheating at 2 brothers and you know, did the business. Unfortunately, that's not how you handle it as a man. You just walk away and become successful. That's what I would think. You know what I mean? The best revenge is success to me. But at the same time, you have individuals that are emotionally unstable and they'll do certain actions like that, or they don't have a purpose, or they feel like they lost it all or don't have nothing to lose. So they will end everybody. It's an isolated event. It just happened to those 2 individuals and the dude himself. They didn't go after no otherbody else. It wasn't no super mass shooting. It wasn't it was targeted. You know what I mean? And that's why you got to be cautious everywhere. When I'm in Aurora, well, where I'm at anywhere, I'm armed. And I have to be armed because that's a necessity. When you're anywhere, definitely in the winter months, it's the best way. In the winter months, always stay armed because you can conceal it better. You got jackets, sweaters, and stuff. It's better. You're never safe in here. You're never safe in society. So in this situation, as I'm breaking down the story, I just believe that, number 1, either she was cheating, was on a date with someone. Number 2, he was either a jealous ex-boyfriend that wanted her not to proceed with any other relationship outside of him. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I had this conversation with another woman at work, and I said, well, a woman should always tell a man that she's now dealing with if her ex-boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend is either crazy or is unstable mentally and can't get over her, because now you're risking the new man's life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're ever taking a girl out on a date, I'm gonna be honest, you should be armed. If you're ever at a girl's home, you should be armed, because of the fact that you don't know that she has a boyfriend or not. She could be lying to you, or her boyfriend is so pussy whipped, let's say, that he's not willing to let that go. So he's willing to kill about it. And there's a lot of men out there. I call it tender dick. Come on, let's just call it what it is, tender dick. But let's also say it could have been a cheating relationship thing. So either way, it doesn't matter. As the guy, he became the victim. Could have been a friend. It could have been nobody he knew. But he knows that this person is with this girl, and that's probably why he did this to her. To her and him, and then himself. Because it's an open shut case, just like that. That's how they do it. Unfortunately, it's a sad event. It's close to home in a way. I know a lot of people that know about this. But one thing I want them to do is release the identities. I want to know who this was. I want to know who this was. I can probably find out. I ain't gonna lie with you. So, that being said, man, for gentlemen that are out here, always stay armed. Women, be cautious. Watch your back. Men are unstable now. Well, not men, but people are unstable right now. So, just watch your back. Stay focused on your life. Y'all stay focused on your purpose and stay away from women and stay away from temptation. It can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody here, if not all of them, were innocent other than the shooter. It's himself. I think those 2 people were innocent, hopefully. I don't know the story, nor it doesn't matter what that person did. You don't shoot them. That's my end all goal. Regardless of what the person did, you can't go to a local place with 50, 60, 70 people and just shoot somebody right there while a band's playing. You know what I'm saying? That being said, y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. If you're familiar with this case, comment that below. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Make sure you like the YouTube video for the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy AngeloSavage. Let's go. Peace.